GPS माउंट का ना मेरे को यहाँ पे कुछ करना पड़ेगा आई गेस भाई, यहाँ पे, क्योंकि दिस इज़ एक्चुअली ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग माई व्यू टू एन एक्सटेंट। तो बार बार मेरे को मुंडी इधर उधर करके देखना पड़ रहा है। Hello internet, and hello to my YouTube viewers, to my subscribers. This video is slightly gonna be on the serious side of discussion and at the same time solution to a problem. Not a very big problem though. What happened is, during the first trip that I did on my NX 500, I had the GPS thing installed on the device, on the handle, on the mount, the GPS mount that I have on my bike. And it was like this display, and on top of the display of the motorcycle, the dashboard, and on top of that there was the GPS unit. Now when I did the travel, when I was actually into the traveling bit of it, at times it did create a bit of hindrance in my vision, like especially when I was doing in the tricky part, the off-road bit. I had a bit of vision blockage, I admit. Even I was dealing with that problem, but it was not something terribly intrusive, I would say, which would have led me to a very serious situation. Now, when I installed the GPS on this bike, the NX 500, I honestly had a bit of issue with that mounting, but I thought that it would not be that much of a problem when it comes to the actual riding, because before the ride also, I was doing a couple of rides to my office and other local things, and yes, the unit was vibrating quite a bit. That was a problem for me personally, but then again, at the same time, it was never that much of an intrusive part of my vision, because when you watch a canvas, like when you're watching this particular video, this entire thing is a canvas, treat it as a canvas. So on this side it would be the logo of the channel, and on-screen text come over here. So a lot of things happen on the screen as a screen area. When it comes to the display was somewhat in the off center of the entire canvas. And when I was editing the vlog, it at times felt to me that yeah, it may be intrusive, but then again, at the same time, if you watch international vlogs and on the NX 500, people who are using the external GPS units, more or less they all have the same kind of setup. And I ran through a lot of comments on their video as a reference maybe, and I never found that people are complaining about the view. The thing is that in the entirety of the canvas, when you're watching a vlog, there might be some little part of it which could be bothersome. This happens with me as well when I watch other people's vlogs. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Even this setup that you're watching it in, it is never a perfect, because I have lighting from front, I have a lighting from this side. So this side of the frame is dark comparatively. But because of the light wall, it's reflecting ambient light to my face. So that's why it's evenly lit. But at the same time, if you watch this display or if you watch this display, so these things are not exactly making it up an ideal frame. But then again, whatever I will have to adjust in that. This is the best setup that works for me. When I'm watching a vlog, when I'm watching it as a canvas, I might feel that, okay, I don't like this thing, I don't like this thing. So maybe I will just put in a DM to that particular content creator, okay, hey, I watched this particular video. I think that this could be a better thing. So there's a way of putting your words. And the GoPro, I use a Super View 4K 60 FPS. So Super View captures a lot of view in its view. So that way it has a lot of things to see in the frame, rather than someone focusing just on the center of the frame and harping on that point that, okay, the display is intrusive, the display is bothering. If you want to put a focus on one particular point and then just harp on that point that, okay, this is not good, this is bad. So as a content creator, it gets very demotivating for that person to deal with that. This trip, it's already been done, so I cannot undo the footages. Yeah, going forward, I have changed some alterations in the GPS mounting, so which I will try locally, as I said, before putting it up on a public platform. Off camera, I give it a lot of trial and error attempts and see which one looks better. अभी आप जैसे देख पा रहे हो, मैंने यहाँ से पहले यहाँ पे माउंटेड था ना, तो मैंने इसको लोअर डाउन किया क्लैंप को, और अभी देखते हैं व्यू कैसे आता है। तो दिस इज़ हाउ इट शुड बी। अब मेरा राइडिंग पोस्चर कुछ ऐसा होगा मुंडी का, हेड का, जब मैं मोटोव्लॉग करूँगा। तो दिस इज़ हाउ द सेटअप शुड बी। होपफुली दिस विल वर्क अ लॉट बेटर। तो अभी जो है जीपीएस यूनिट मैंने यहाँ से उठा के पूरा यहाँ से हटा ही दिया था, क्योंकि मैंने बीच में यहाँ से भी टेस्टिंग किया था ना। तो मैंने अभी यहाँ से उठा के ये हैंडल बार पे ऐसा ही कर दिया ताकि व्यू नीचे की तरफ आ जाए। थोड़ा सा मैनेज कर लूँगा बट ठीक है, ओके हो जाएगा।
अभी भी फरीदाबाद से जॉब करने के लिए।
अच्छा, आप फरीदाबाद में रहते हो? कहाँ पे?
अल्लाह।
अच्छा। और ये आ गया, देखो अब आप लोगों का व्यू सब ठीक हो गया, प्रॉपर व्यू मिलेगा। मेरे को थोड़ा सा मुंडी झुका के देखना पड़ेगा, वो मैं कर लूँगा, कोई बात नहीं। हाँ, इसको थोड़ा सा पेट्रोल भराने के टाइम पे लूज करके ऊपर की तरफ करना होगा, तो ये मैं एडजस्ट हो जाएगा। तो आप लोगों ने बहुत कंप्लेन किया था कि आपको रास्ता नहीं दिख रहा है और ये वो, यहाँ से व्यू ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट हो रहा है। तो मैंने पहले इसको थोड़ा सा नीचे करके, जिससे पहले वाले क्लिप में आपने देखा होगा, वो ट्राई किया था। मैंने अभी जीपीएस को यहाँ पे माउंट इंस्टॉल किया। कौन सा माउंट इंस्टॉल किया उस साइड से दिखा रहा हूँ। तो अभी ये जो बेस यूनिट होता है ना इसका, ये जो यहाँ से लेके ये वाला जो पूरा, ये जो क्लैंप, ये जो पूरा लगा है, दिस एंटायर थिंग वाज एक्चुअली इंस्टॉल्ड ऑन दिस वन। ये पूरा हट गया। यहाँ पे मैं गोप्रो या इंस्टा कुछ लगा सकता हूँ बाद में। ये पूरी चीज़ यहाँ पे, एंड दिस इज़ फ्लेक्सिबल। तो इसको आप रोटेट करके इसका एंगल अप डाउन या थोड़ी बहुत ऐसे कर सकते हो, जो को मेरे को करना होगा। तो नाउ द व्यू इज़ क्लियर। मैंने वो NX वाला स्टिकर भी हटा दिया है यहाँ से। फ्रॉम नाउ ऑनवर्ड द ट्रिप्स विल हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ सेटअप। तो होप दिस मेक्स यू गाइज हैप्पी, एंड कहीं ना कहीं मेरे को भी फ़ायदा होगा।